Hey yo, what's happening? Endless Multiverse and Chainsaw React viewers. Andy B here, coming to you live on a special Friday night on a special episode of Endless Multiverse. Actually, it's not a regular episode. It's just a good old live stream. What's up? Taking over the channel for tonight. I hope everyone's doing well and having a good Friday night. And happy 1st of July. June is over. July is here. Jordan is on a little vacation, a well-earned vacation. He's worked super hard throughout this whole year. So I'm taking over just to chat with everyone because I know that there's been a lot of things that happened this week. Unlike our previous it is Friday where I am. Hero's Journey. So there you go. Um, and because a lot of things happened this week, I felt like, you know what, let's just do an episode, just a live stream, a fun live stream, just to talk, just talk, chillax, just a Q&A, yeah. Okay, so here's what happened. Also, you said no stream this week, so quick change. Yeah, I asked Jordan, like, do you want me to do something on Friday just to kind of just keep things going? And he said, it was up to me. And I'm like, you know what? It's fun. Why not? I like talking to people. I was actually just on despite his comment, yes, I can't believe Laurel Lance died. I'm not happy about it. But I was just on his channel actually. We talked about some of the Flash stuff that went down this week. So it was fun to be on there. I actually never been on this channel before, but I had some down time today. So yeah. So this will be I usually don't take over other people's YouTube channels. This will be interesting. But if you wanna chat about stuff, you want to send in some super chats to support the channel, would appreciate it. But yeah, we're just gonna. There's no set topics today. We can just talk about anything we want. Yes, that is true. I Chainsaw Reacts. I have done something different with my hair. So I did get a new haircut. No, but he will be back with me next week. We will be back for doing episode 20, the big 2-0, of Endless Multiverse. We're gonna talk about For Love and Thunder and whatever else we have room for. So, what is everyone down to talk about? We had a lot of season finales, that aired this week. A lot of interviews, and we have in the video descriptions. I've added some links to Jordan's reactions to Flash and Superman and Lois finales, our discussion we had about the whole Arrowverse Superman Lois reveal, and also I included my interviews I did with Eric Wallace and Todd Helbing, who are the respective showrunners for the Flash and Superman Lois. I am Chainsaw Reacts, actually. I don't know who this fake ass is. I actually just posted a comment myself. So there you go. No, I hope you're having I hope your trip is going great. I hope you had a safe travel, and it will be fun when we get together next week for episode 20. But yeah, so whatever people want to talk about, let's talk about it within reason, of course. I guess we can talk. We can maybe start with the Superman Lois finale. If you haven't watched the episode already, this will have a lot of spoilers in it from episode 15 of season 2, called called "Waiting for Superman." What it really should have been titled is "Waiting for That Damn Arrowverse Answer," and it wasn't great. I don't know how it was, but I will do this. So you guys can start with your sending in your comments, your thoughts about it, and I can just start giving my thoughts, and then we can have a discussion. So overall, I thought it was a good finale. Kind of wrapped everything up with the bizarre storyline. I think that the effect. I mean, so here's the thing. So what was funny was that I saw the finale last Friday as a screener because I had to interview Todd Helbing on Monday. But everything, none of the effects were finished yet. So there was a lot of green screen, blue screen, like kind of like fill in temporary shots of things. So I actually didn't get to see. Like, I didn't get to see the fortress until Tuesday night. I didn't know what it was going to look like until Tuesday, so that was funny. And then seeing some of when he was inside the sun, that was that was green screen and then like a bunch of like filters put on him, from what I remember. And so that was that was hilarious. But again, but I know like the VFX people, they had probably like a shit ton of things to work on for this. The original title was "Waiting for Superman to Level Up." You know what? In another universe, that probably was the title. I can't believe I Jordan can, by the way. I can't believe we got Level Up Superman and Flash in the same week. What a theme, despite these two shows not being on the same Earth. Oh Lord, mighty Christ. But I thought it was we had some good showdowns. I thought again, if there's something Sumo Lois always comes through with, it is the action beats. They always come through with that, so that's fun, and that's phenomenal to see. Um, but yet, let's talk about the twist of it all. So after 2 years of telling us that it was set in the Arrowverse, it was same part of the same continuity and everything. It was not, and because here's the thing, I hate it, but I also understand it to some degree. So let's start with why I understand. Um, let's start with why I hate it. And there's a couple of reasons. One, I think it's very contradicting themselves. I feel like having 2 years of them stating both on social media and in interviews and so on that it's very unprofessional to tell your fans that this is the case. So on, where like you could just not answer those questions. And like like, because again, like they went out in interviews and they talked about it, on Twitter, etc. And I feel like if you really were told, um if you really were told that you couldn't tell anyone until the end of the season, then you should not have talked about it at all. Like, you didn't need to say in previous interview. Like, I mean, like there's that tweet that floated around from that resurfaced from January where what was it, like something about like it's not easy being the new kid on Earth Prime. Seriously? That's whoever's running the social media account for Sumo Lois, I'm just like, why would you do that? And it's so unnecessary. And so I think that like that's the thing. You didn't, like, if you really weren't allowed to say anything because of DC, and I don't know if that's the whole truth. Um, then I feel like you should just not talked about it at all. You could have said to the people that you were interviewed by and so on that, hey, I don't want to talk about crossover. I don't want to talk about Cam and so on, and just leave it at that. That happens in interviews, but they did it anyway. And I feel like this was baiting in a lot of ways. This another reason I hate it is that this reeks of elitism to me. And I'm not trying, like, again, the people who work on the show, I know some people, I know very few people who work on the show, but like I don't think there's anything, I don't think they're malicious or anything like that, but making this decision and not only retconning yourself and contradicting yourself, it all creates like this line now within the fandom and viewership, because there's already people out there who think that Super Lois is, of course, again, if you think Super Lois is better than the other shows, that's perfectly fine. I'm not questioning that. What I'm questioning is the idea that because Super Lois has, higher VFX budgets, they film with different cameras, and they take themselves a little more seriously, whatever, somehow it's too good for the other shows. Like they're like we're so good that we can't associate ourselves with Supergirl or The Flash or Legends of Tomorrow or Batwoman, which, if you weren't part of the same universe, how were you already planning a Superman and Batwoman crossover in season 2 of um like not season 2, but season 1 of Superman Lois? How does that even work? Um it feels like to me like because there's already fans out there who are like, we don't need to watch the other shows, they're garbage, like the Superman Lois is the only thing that's important. And for me, that just creates elitism within it. Like, I feel like you could exist in the same franchise, but you can have different tones, you can do different things. And now, because of this fact that it's not taking place on Earth Prime, it's still in the Arrowverse, in the Arrowverse multiverse. It still counts an Arrowverse show, but it's not on Earth Prime. I feel like this is going to get worse now, because now people will have a bigger reason to just be like, I don't even need to watch The Flash or Stargirl, whatever. I can just focus on Superman Lois because that's the only thing that matters. And here's the thing: if you don't want to watch the other shows for whatever reason, that's perfectly fine. But to not want to watch it because you're like, what's it doesn't have Superman Lois stuff, or because because they look garbage. So here's the thing: because they have a higher budget, it doesn't mean that the people who work on these shows don't work just as hard as the people in Superman Lois. All these shows that you watch every week, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people working behind the scenes, on set, in the writers' room, in the producers' room, in the craft service, costume department, VFX, you name it. Like there's a lot of people who bust their asses off to make these shows possible for us. So that's a huge loss, I think, by having Superman Lois they played on another Earth, is that now people will think even less of the other shows. I just think it's very interesting that when Black Lightning and Naomi, before Black Lightning joined the other Arrowverse shows, and with Naomi, when Naomi came out, because they weren't still on the Arrowverse, people didn't think that they mattered. They wouldn't tune in for them. Superman Lois now taking place on another Earth. People are like, oh yeah, that's so awesome. Like they don't care if it's not in the Arrowverse Earth on the main Earth. I wonder why. I wonder what difference is there. Color me interested in that factor. So, and I think the other thing that is sad is that it also takes away a lot of the points about Crisis. Crisis on Different Earths was the whole idea behind that crossover was to bring all the shows and characters that were on the CW at that time together to the same universe, and then going forward from there. No matter if the pandemic happened or not, this was the goal. This was the mission they were always going to do. I'm gonna stop myself for a second. I saw we have a super from Victor. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Andy B show. Hey yo. So, what do you feel about Superman being standalone? You feel this was planned or last minute or decision to go from in a different direction? I don't think this was the plan at all from the beginning. I think this was something that kind of became a tumbled mess. Honestly, I like this because here's the thing. Okay, like I said, season one was always planned to have a Superman and Batwoman crossover. Even the original, like when I spoke to Todd Helbing earlier this week, he even mentioned that the original script that some of you guys have probably seen now online, the plan was to have references to Crisis, to Star Labs, Central City, and so on. In episode 2, there was supposed to be a photo of Kara Clark and Lois from the Elseworlds crossover. You know, there's that. Let me see if I can find that photo. Because it's such a sweet photo. But this, I just found it. Okay, here we go. The photo we were supposed to see in episode 2 was this one. Let's see if this works. If I can. I don't want to do a PowerPoint. I don't want to. Really? I can't put up. Okay, wow. Okay. Hold on. Because I just want to show this just so that people know what photo Todd Helbing was talking about. Share screen. There we go. This was the photo that they were gonna show in episode 2 of Superman Lois. Again, I don't know if this would have worked having them not wearing their glasses and this photo being on like the Daily Planet desk or something. I don't know. Probably not the best idea. But the thing was, this photo was going to be in episode 2 of Superman Lois season 1. So obviously, still be connected to the Arrowverse on Earth Prime. Interesting. And then, so yeah, I don't think this was the proper plan from the beginning. And I'm not saying that there's any lies or so, but I will say this. One of the things that Eric Wallace talked to me about in my interview with him, which is now, it's in the video descriptions. If you want to go check it out, it's on the DC Podcast YouTube channel. But one of the things that he talked about was So because I remember, because everyone, one of the things that it was a scoop, I guess, for the Flash podcast last year was Eric told me that they almost had Tyler in Armageddon, but because of scheduling issues, he couldn't. But he said, the next time you call me, I will be on it. I will be there. And so I watched the finales, and then I talked to Eric. Embarrassing moment, I accidentally spoiled it to Eric. He didn't know about the whole Earth Prime twist. So I was mortified. He wasn't angry. He kept laughing about it. But I figured this was the case. But I asked him, like, which Superman would have appeared on Armageddon if Tyler had actually been in the crossover in Armageddon. And Eric said he had to talk to both Todd and Tyler. And he said, well, because Superman is on the same, I mean, we can just have him on, right? And Todd Helbing apparently told Eric, well, we're not sure yet. Let's take a look at the time frame. Last summer, after season 1 had finished, and they were getting ready to do season 2, they still didn't seem to know. I don't... This is me right now. I'm going batshit crazy. That's what happened. Because I was like, how could they not have known by then? So that's the thing. That this wasn't... I do not believe for a second this was planned. I think it's a variation of what actually happened, because there's maybe things they can't tell us. Or they're just getting their timelines wrong. But this was never planned, in my opinion. Like they obviously were going to be set on Earth Prime. There were going to be crossovers. There were going to be interactions and stuff, but for whatever reasons, they just didn't. And I don't. Again, I appreciate the time that I had to talk with Todd, and I understand and I respect what he's saying, but I also disagree what he is saying by saying that it would, like, because one thing he's always talked about is that he feels like it's like opening a can of worms. That's a phrase he loves to say. That it's opening a can of worms if you have to start referencing all the other shows or whatever and so on. And then one of the reasons they decided to acknowledge in the finale this year that it's not on the same Earth is because they, it's from a story perspective, it would seem weird that the other heroes would not show up if they had two Earths merging with each other. Have you watched the other shows where they do the same thing, or like there's a crisis of some kind and we don't hear from the other heroes? And if anything, what you could have easily have done, and I think I said it on Canograd's stream tonight, is that you could have just said that because the Earths were merging, the other heroes were going in and back and in and forth from between worlds, and we don't know what was going on with them. So, and another thing that is also a nightmare, Jordan, I see it in the chat, is that we literally just came off of a 6-issue crossover comic event for the Arrowverse called Earth Prime. The fucking comic is called Earth Prime. Lois is in it, and they keep saying it is canon to the Arrowverse. Even fucking Clark is in the final issue where he meets the other heroes or whatever. But now we're supposed to believe and understand that Superman it's still Tyler Hoechlin, but it's not the one from Superman Lois. Can you tell it's been a long week for me when I'm just losing my mind slowly and slowly and slowly? Like, Jordan, this reaction perfectly sums it up for me.
Fuck! What the fuck? God damn it!
That was me all of Friday night last week. And I'm just sitting there and being like, I don't understand why was this a thing that they had to push for so hard? Let me take a little break from my rant, and I'm going to read some comments. Thank you. Wow, we have a lot of people here, so thank you so much. Yes, the Flash, Superman, Lois, and Star are on different Earths, and let's just do this, guys. I know they haven't set an Earth number, but just because I don't want to lose my remaining brain cell, when I say Earth 1, I'm just going to call Superman Lois world Earth 1. So that way we don't have to, because saying Superman Lois' universe and Earth Superman Lois is just a mouthful. So let's see, what else do we have? I just saw Elvis. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of good things. Um, let's see. You're not changing the reacts. I am not changing the reacts. Let's see. What's up? How are you guys? I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Marquise. Good to see you. Hi, Jordan Kent. Good to see you as well. Um, let's see. Andy is flying solo tonight, or am I running solo tonight? Because I'm the Flash podcast after all. Naruto0076 says, I have to go through it again, but I think season 8 of The Flash is my new favorite season. Okay, cool. Glad you liked it. I can't believe we got a leveled up Superman and Flash in the same week. Shows Invader owner says, I didn't like Superman Lois season 2 finale, if I'm being honest. Fair enough. Scott Edwards says, do you think it's disrespectful to fans to not have Superman Lois on Earth Prime? I think it's disrespectful, not just to fans, but just to the fabric of the Arrowverse, because I'm like, what was the point of Crisis then? And, and why hide it for so long? Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. Marquis says, I was sad when it was separated from Earth Prime. I agree. Andy, I know you got a lot to say about it not being in the Arrowverse. Well, why do you think we're here? Daddy hates the metal. There you go. Let's see. Defunct says, I think it was a decent finale. Mixed feelings about the retcon remove from Earth Prime. Better for storytelling, worse for crossover potential, and contradict stuff they've done before. Yeah. Everything Arrowverse says that this is a good point. A lot of people feel baited, to be honest. That's the thing that I think. Again, don't attack anyone who works on these shows. Attacks are never okay. You shouldn't send them threats or harassment, anything like that. But to be critical against them and having concerns and issues with what they're doing, I perfectly understand. And this is feeling baited, I can relate to that. I perfectly understand that. And let's see. Curious now how we define the Arrowverse. We just call it the Arrowverse. Just because Oliver's dead ass is dead, doesn't mean that we can't keep calling it the Arrowverse. Superman Lois or Prime Comics is kind of pointless now. No, don't look at that as pointless, because it does give us some story on Lois and Clark's, marriage and so on. So, like, again, it's still canon to, again, I think it's not right to say Earth Prime comic because they're not on Earth Prime. But yeah, Jordan, can you understand what I'm saying? I know a lot of fans aren't going to watch the show because it's not in the Arrowverse, which is understandable. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's a plus-minus game. Like, they're going to lose fans who are upset about this, but they're going to gain fans who only want to watch it because it's a Superman show. So there you go. And even if the writers didn't know what they were going to do, don't bring someone on that's in the Arrowverse in the show. I forget that. We were talking about the cameo. I thought it was going to be Wally and Cisco. Let's see. Is the Arrowverse now only Earth Prime, or does it encompass shows on other Earths like Star Wars and Superman Lois? Yeah, okay, this is a good question, because I saw there was a lot of debate about that on Twitter this week. So here's the way I look at it: is the Arrowverse count for me when I look at the Arrowverse is shows that are executive produced by Greg Berlanti, and that are mainly on the CW, and that have somehow actors who have been on the other shows. So in this case, the Stargirl, which is take place on a rebooted version of Earth 2. Whoops, sorry. John Wesley Shipp's Jay Garrick. He has confirmed it to me in my interview with him last summer that that's the same Jay Garrick from The Flash. Now, why The Flash hasn't decided to talk much about his Earth 2 life, I don't know. There might be a crossover coming in the future. We know that in season 7, there was supposed to be a crossover between Flash and Stargirl because Brett Bassinger said it. She confirmed that it was supposed to be a crossover, but because of the pandemic, yeah, that thing is still active. They had to cancel it. So the way I look at it is Earth Prime, Earth 1, Superman Lois' Earth, remember that, and Earth 2 encompass right now what is the Arrowverse. You could even say that Gotham Knights, which will also take place on its own Earth, can be considered in the Arrowverse multiverse, at least. Because that's the thing, the Arrowverse multiverse, like, that is still part of the Arrowverse as a whole. But if you only want to look at the Arrowverse as like the shows that are on Earth Prime, then that's your prerogative. But I don't think it makes sense to do it that way. So there you go. Let's see. Jordan Cat. I guess we're not getting the Superman Lois and Goldface crossover everyone hoped for. Yeah, you and then one other person. Oh my God, hi Triple X. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Um, here's Earth Prime is Earth Prime is Arrowverse main Earth. Stargirl is said to be Earth 2. It is Earth 2. What the hell is this Superman Lois Earth? I say it's on Earth Prime. Well, it's not, but let's just call it Earth 1 for now. Um, okay, let's see. Oh, we have a super chat from Victor again. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Um, look and sound just like these guys was on Canada's early chat. What universe is this? Do you feel that? Do you feel that? I don't understand. Victor, can you rewrite that? I don't understand what you're trying to ask here. Um, let's see. Unusual Fact says, so if Jay is from Earth 2, then that would confirm that there's a multiverse to the Flash who assumed the multiverse was gone. It's a big writing problem. It's not a big writing problem until the show ends. If they haven't done anything after that, then that's a problem. But I think that season 9 will address it in some capacity. I think it's going to address it in some capacity. But Victor, again, if you're still here, please send in that question again. But just again, I think there were some spelling errors there or something like that because I don't understand what you were trying to ask there. Yeah, I've seen it on the Arrowverse Wikipedia page, and like I think Arrowverse Wiki is awesome, by the way. But I've never understood what they mean TUD and then a number afterwards when they don't have an identified Earth number. And so yeah, I don't know why they're calling it that. But let's see what else people are saying. So Suminos was in the air, at least put on Earth to where Stargirl is. Oh, temporary universe designation. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because I always just thought this was like so. This was so weird. I never understood like where this came from. Like, because after Crisis, I just remember seeing that term being thrown around everywhere on the Arrowverse Wikipedia page. But again, those people, they do great jobs over there. And I know they've been linking to some of my stuff lately, so I appreciate that. But yeah, Miata asks, is Stargirl in the Arrowverse then? Yes. The reason I look at that, let me hold this up. The reason I hold it as an Arrowverse show is for three reasons. One, Greg Berlanti is involved. Two, they made a point to show Stargirl during Crisis on Infinite Earths to indicate that there is supposed to be like a little connection to this multiverse because that's one of the Earths that Oliver Queen brought back before he died for good. But the third reason is because of Jay Garrick. John Wesley Shipp's Jay Garrick on The Flash is the same one that you see on Stargirl. So what I think has happened is that Jay used to live, Jay used to live on Earth 2, and he fought with the JSA. But then at some point, after the events of the Injustice Society battle, he either faked his death or he accidentally or purposely went and traveled into the multiverse, and he landed on Earth Prime. Alternatively, is he still lost the battle against the Injustice Society, but during Crisis, instead of dying, he landed on Earth Prime. So that's just like the older he got sent to another Earth. Canada asks, is Superman in the Earth Prime comics wearing a Crisis on Infinite Earths or Superman Lois suit? Let's look into that because I don't remember, because I haven't read the comics in a few weeks. So, but that's an excellent question because the thing is on Earth. Okay, so spoiler for people who haven't read Earth Prime, we meet we meet the evil Superman from John Henry Irons' Earth. So let me just bring this up. And that's the Legends issue. Let me look at the. Okay, there we go. Just to answer Victor's question, will the network address why Superman is on a different Earth in Superman and Lois season 3, or say nothing? The network doesn't have to say anything because the network does not manage the storylines, and so they don't have to address it at all. I'm sure if Mark Pedowitz gets asked that at like the upfronts or the TCAs or whatever, that's what they can do. Okay, so categories in the Earth Prime comic. There, okay, so the first story in Earth Prime issue 2 for the Superman stuff that takes place during Lois and Clark's first year as a married couple, from what I understand. So he's wearing costume that he's wearing on Superman Lois. But when we see him in issue 6 and issue 5 of Earth Prime, we only meet Clark, an older Clark from, he's on the Kent farm, and because Bart and Nora are the ones that meet him, but we don't see the kids. We don't see. Oh, I don't actually. No, he's not in. He's not in issue 5. I meant issue 6. In issue 6 of Earth Prime, and Bart and Nora they meet Clark very briefly, but it's an older Clark apparently, and he's also um is an older Clark, and he's in Smallville, and but we see Supergirl, but yeah, we don't see him in a costume because of story reasons, because like he, you would have to read it, I guess. But yeah, we actually don't see him wearing any costume during the part where like it is clear taking place on Earth Prime. So, where was it in the chat? And I was disappointed when you weren't the surprise camera for the flight. I'm sorry, I just couldn't fly to set, and they wouldn't meet my demands. I didn't even get my own trailer. No, if I ever somehow get a cameo on the Flash, I'll be like, one, why? I'm not important, but two, just put my name on a tombstone and call it a day. That's how I would want to be a cameo. Do you think we'll see a different version of Supergirl in season 3? Well, here's what's interesting. So because I knew Supergirl fans were going to be furious about this, so I decided to ask Todd Helbing about it. Again, not to plug myself too much, but the both interviews are in the video description. So if you want to go support me, go click on them and read them, or watch it. You can watch Eric Wallace's interview, but you can read the Todd Helbing one. So Todd Helbing, I asked him, no, Triple X, I'm not important. Don't even try. So I asked Todd Helbing, do you have an idea in your head, canon, what this world's Supergirl is like? Whether she would be played by Melissa Benoist or someone else, although we would obviously love to see Melissa, do you sort of know what and where she would be in this world? Todd said, yeah, it would not be the Supergirl from the Arrowverse. It would be our version, so we would invent a new backstory for her. The same way that we did with Lucy, General Lane, and John Diggle. The same way with John Diggle, they may be their doppelganger, and they may look exactly the same, but it would be a completely different story. So, oh my God, Marky, stop! Like, no, it's not gonna. Just put my. If Eric Wallace wants to, like, put my name on a tombstone and call it a day, it's perfectly fine. I don't need it to be anything else. Thank I appreciate you guys wanted me to be in the Arrowverse. I wouldn't mind being in the Arrowverse. Just it's fine. It's all fine. So yeah, so if we meet a Supergirl in season 3, I don't think we're gonna see Supergirl for quite a while. But if we do, and then I think that it will I think it could be Melissa if she would, if they could get her to Vancouver, but I don't think that they will have any resemblance in terms of the storyline. I think this will be a car who hasn't even become Supergirl yet. Well, okay. Let me just address it, because again, I don't want to be self-deprecating. But thank you for all the support and love. Yes, if you think I'm important, fine, that's great. Again, I have mental health issues that just blocks me from taking compliments, I guess. Let's see. Still can't believe the Superman Lois wardrobe department just went and stole the Flash wardrobe Diggle jacket. Yeah. If this is meant to be a different Diggle, just freaking put him a different, wardrobe. Like, it's frustrating for us as fans having to see that. And it would just be frustrating. It would be frustrating that they just couldn't take a couple extra, put a little more effort in there and just change the clothes. Because of course, when we see those photos, we all think of course that's Diggle from the Flash, who was just on the show the week before that. Hello, Travis. Watching for the first time, watching for Guana is well. welcome to the stream. Hello. If you haven't done so, subscribe to this channel right now. I'm one of the hosts of Endless Multiverse. So, but this is the channel of Chainsaw Reacts. He does amazing reaction videos and much more content. So subscribe and support him. But yeah, it is. I just this whole thing was handled horribly. All the sorts of wrong ways. It's not the end of the world, but it's still like this is so exhausting and unnecessary. Um, oh, Victor for another super chat. Thank you so much. I hope they don't mess up Star Wars season 3. I'm sure they won't. I'm excited for season 3. I'm glad we got a trailer. Actually, I hope one day Melissa gets a chance to appear on Superman Lois. I hope so too. But right now she has a new show. She's been casting a new show, and we will see. But hopefully for a guest spot, and it will be interesting to see what they would do with her as a new Supergirl. Let's see. Hold on. Camming on an Arrowverse show is so easy. I mean, I've been on Arrow, Supergirl, and Legends. Yawn. Okay, well there you go. Canagrass is confirmed to exist in the Arrowverse. Oh my god, how Katy Perry says that it's not the end of the world. I don't sure. Let's see. What else are Let's see. Mustafa says the boys are great, and also just what we're mentioning, the boys felt like I can't wait for the next episode. I've heard great things about the show. I will. You know what? Now that the hype has kind of kicked off, I might start trying. I will try and watch it. Because I'm trying to watch newer shows this year. I'm gonna just tell it to the chat one time, and then we'll move on. I know there's some people in the chat right now fighting about Supergirl and Melissa. Drop it right now, please. It's Friday night. It's been a long week. We don't need any drama. Drop it immediately and let us move on and try to have fun. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but you don't need to fight each other. Let's see what. Let's see. What else are people saying? Let's see what Triple X says. I don't understand why Superman Lois is not in the Arrowverse. Like, it makes no sense. There wouldn't be a Superman Lois if not for the Arrowverse. I feel like Todd did the switch and bait and switch. Yeah, this is the thing that I'm also having an issues with. Is the fact that, again, you can look back in previous interviews, tweets from the writers, things that the actors have said. The thing that's the social media accounts have been running. It's just very frustrating that we've been told this one thing, and then all of it, this whole entire time, it wasn't the case at all. But again, when you can tell that this was an afterthought. This wasn't like this. For me, I cannot buy the idea that this was something they had planned in the middle of season 1, and that first of all, because I don't know why would DC tell them to drop it. I think it was a conversation back and forth between Superman Lois, the creative team, and Todd Helbing. I think it was a conversation, but I don't know who ultimately made the decision. So another thing, I honestly, and here's the thing. For people who are excited that this is not set on Earth Prime, I respectfully disagree, but I respect that that's your opinion. But I don't give you any credits if you're bashing on it, if you're celebrating it because you think the other shows are garbage. When The Flash, Supergirl, Let Us Tomorrow, Batwoman, Arrow, Black Lightning, these are the shows that made Superman Lois possible, especially Supergirl. Tyler Hoechlin and Betsy told they got to start on Supergirl. And then the fact is, let's not forget the fact that throughout these 2 seasons, we haven't had any cameos or appearances except for John Diggle, and they had no problems. Utilizing some of these other Arrowverse stuff like Argus and mentioning Crisis and Oliver Queen and so on, but yet they it's like they want to have the cake and eat it too, and that's very manipulative in my opinion. Which, by the way, I don't like that word. It's very difficult for me to say, so I do my best. Yes, Amazing Web Hub, a stream without Chainsaw. That is a surprise. Chainsaw will be back next week. He's on a vacation right now, but next week we're going to talk about 411 Thunder, and the show will be back on track. So, but welcome. If anyone has super chats or questions, just keep sending them in. Let's see what else people are saying. DC is changing, and then Supergirl ended, and then Batwoman Letters got canceled, and then Flash is ending soon, but it's season 9 or 10, whatever. So I kind of see why Todd separates Superman and Lois. No, but this is what I don't understand the logic with it, is the fact that just because those other shows are ending, you can still have Superman and Lois be on Earth Prime. Like, you really can. You don't have to be like, because one thing Todd said when I was talking to him was that he felt it was easier to have it on Earth Prime when the other shows were on at the same time. But then it's like, no, you don't need that. You don't need the other shows to be on in order to justify its place in Earth Prime. Justin, your question, was this change in Superman Lois due to upcoming CW sale? Nope. It had nothing to do with that. What if Barry changed time to Superman Lois was on Earth Prime? Hey, you know what? At this point, if they would want to do something like that with time travel, fucking do it. I'm game for it. Actually, here's a scoop. Yes, Amazing Web had Chainsaw is off because he's in the next the MCU project. He's actually playing Mephisto. I hope you're watching Chainsaw, and I hope you're screaming right now at your computer screen, because I'm so trolling you right now. Let me just check. Checking the time is all. Let's see, what else are people saying? Yeah, this is totally changed. He just combed his hair differently. Yeah, and I just shredded half of my beard or something like that. Let's see. What else are people saying? Here's the thing. You're talking about wanting more creative freedom. Here's the thing. Did Flash or Legends or any of the other shows do anything that prevented Superman Lois from doing its own thing? No. Like, you can be in a franchise and still do your thing. Here's the thing. Okay, think about it. Look at some of these comics behind me. Some of these comics are in the same universe, and yet they can coexist on the same Earth. You don't have to be beholden to, like, if you're telling me that you can't have creative freedom because you have to do reference to other shows every week, then you're limiting yourself as a writer. What's up, lads? Hope you're doing well. It's just odd. Where's Earth Prime Superman at this point? What does he do? Bro, I would like to fucking know myself. Like, why wasn't he like, okay, Lance brings up an excellent point. What the fuck was Clark and Lois doing on Earth Prime during the Supergirl series finale when all of these threats were coming in? Lance, you brought up an excellent question. Now I'm even more triggered. I'm even more triggered now because this is an excellent point. Why the fuck were they not in the series finale? If, like, okay, so it's separate from Superman Lois, okay, from the Earth, fine, whatever, yada yada yada. But then where the fuck else were they? if we do have a Superman Lois on this Earth, what the fuck were they up to? Lance, you brought up an excellent question. Good job. Kind of Grass posted this. Thank you for the super chat so much. I did a poll on my Twitter. I did this poll on my Twitter. So, who alienated their fandom more this week, Todd Helbing or Daniel Nichols? Oh my god. Okay. I don't have a beanie, Chainsaw. I don't have a beanie. Here's the thing. Let's switch topic for a quick second. I think Todd Helbing I think the thing about the Arrowverse twist was far worse than Dan Nicolette did. I think she got very excited. She got very, very, very excited, I think, in one of her interviews, and she decided to just. I think she got ahead of herself a little bit. Listen, I have no problems with her. She's a great actress. I think I don't like her with superpowers. That needs to just find a way to wrap itself up. Cecile is great otherwise. Danica is great, but I think she overstepped herself. I think she got too excited and just blew shit up with that comment. So, and when I saw it last Friday again, I was just sitting there watching screeners all Friday, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know what people are gonna be more angry about, the Arrowverse twist in the Superman Lois finale, or the fact that it was just Damien Dark. Even though he was great, he was awesome, but they're gonna be. I'm like, people are gonna be angry at both of these things, but I don't know which one is gonna piss people off more. Oh, another question. Lance, I can answer this right away. What was Eric Wallace's plan when he invited Tyler to Flash for Armageddon? Lol, he obviously didn't know either. And then in Earth Prime comic, Clark refused to help in the future. Well, okay, so Lance, I asked Eric about this because I was like, he said something about this. So I went back to reread the quote, and then I asked him on Monday. Here's what happened. He said to me that because Eric was also surprised because he thought this. He kind of also had a feeling that this was the case. I don't know, Lance, if you were here before, but I accidentally because I told Eric, so this will run on Wednesday, not only after the Flash finale, but also the Superman Lois finale. So I said to him, so we learned that Superman Lois is done on Earth Prime, and Eric was like, that was a spoiler to him. He didn't know, so we had a little fun with that. But he said that when he approached Tyler, he also went to Todd Helbing. Lance, get ready for this because I don't know if you have seen this yet. Todd, because Eric was like, well, we're on the same Earth, right? We can just have Clark come over and do Armageddon. Todd apparently said something in the form of, well, we're not sure yet. We're not sure yet. Now, let's look at the time frame. Canada can probably correct me in the chat. Armageddon started shooting in August, so they would have had to have these conversations around late June or July. This was after season 1 had already finished filming and finished airing. The fact that they didn't even know back then where Superman Lois was in terms of like their universe is pretty fucked up. So, but Eric still said that, well, like us, but there's still a Superman on our Earth, so couldn't Tyler just be that Superman? And then for whatever reason, he couldn't show up. But again, I think it was because Tyler had just finished shooting season 1 and was probably just exhausted, and also COVID reasons. But yeah, the Earth Prime comic, I don't know if it was so much that he was refusing to help, but it was like, wasn't it because Magog had made it so that his suit wasn't there anymore or something like that? But either way, it's like I think the Armageddon thing is what's more relevant here. But yeah, no, I kid you not. Lance, the interview is right in the video description. I asked about it, and that's literally what Eric said. Let's see what Canagrass said. The result was 54.1% Danielle and 45.9% Todd. So, well, there you go. Chainsaw. Oh my god, the surprise count was me, but it was cut because I teased Diggle becoming Green Lantern, and I announced 5 upcoming TV shows that aren't announced yet. I also teased the Flash season 10 to 15. Yeah, that's not a cameo. That's a fucking whole episode in itself. I'm so mean. You let your intern post Earth Prime on Instagram, though. Bro, whoever the fuck posted that, they must be so embarrassed right now because I'm like, yeah, it was. That tweet is, and the thing is, like, I don't think they have even deleted it yet. That's what's just so funny. Do you watch Stranger Things? I haven't even watched season 1, so I don't know what the fuck is happening right now. You've seriously leveled up. Well,
wow, you have seriously leveled up.
Where the fuck are you, buddy? Are you in your hotel room or something like that? Where are you? Let's see. would it have been easier to say, yeah, Superman Lois is on Earth Prime, so there wouldn't be all this drama? Mackenzie, yes. It would have been so much fucking easier if they had just said that. But whatever. They didn't want to. I don't get it. I don't tolerate it. But if they want to make yes, yes. This is okay, you know what? Bro, I'm gonna pull up these fucking images and just be like, why did this happen? Diggle the Flash season 8. This is just ridiculous. I just this looks horrible. I'm looking at these photos. I'm like, why did they put him in the same wardrobe? I just bruh. I cannot. This mess. I just oh, we have a spammer here. Block you, sir. Oh my god. Look, we only have one jacket store in Canada. There you go. Canon. Yeah. Here's when it comes to then Nicolette, I would just say that next time just don't like maybe some media training could be useful. Is all I'm saying. But again, I have nothing against her. And here's the thing, if anyone here is harassing her, shame on you. Grow up. It's just a TV show in the end. But yeah, I understand the frustration, but like don't be a dick to her zone because she got excited. Also, I think honestly, if there's something with this fandom if there's anything this fandom does perfectly well, it is overhype shit like crazy. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's see. I mean, all the other shows are on Earth Prime, so why the hell are they confusing and pissing off the fandom by saying no? It's what I said before. Is I think it's a dash of elitism and a little bit of laziness. I don't think that this is like it doesn't make sense to me why they would do that. Where I'm like you conceivably okay, Laz, you're reading my mind. I guess on every Earth, Oliver died randomly at the same time as Earth once. Lol, Earth's Todd's Oliver got hit by a car. That is sort of accurate. Let me see. I think Todd says we talked about Oliver actually. I didn't even ask about Oliver, but he just brought it up himself, which I'm like, I don't mind. Talk about give me things that people will be excited to hear about. Let's see. Can you expand more on Daggle's mythology on this Earth now that we know that David Ramsey is playing a doppelganger? Todd Helbing said, this is the doppelganger of John Diggle. He's one of the many doppelgangers that exist. There are similar things that happen because I couldn't reveal what we were planning in season 1. So when Lois and Clark talk about they know about the multiverse, we were very careful about the wording. And then when Diggle shows up in season 1, he's a doppelganger who at some point got presented this box in a probably very similar fashion. There was an Oliver Queen that he worked with. There are probably a few other superheroes that he worked with, but none of them had powers.
Obviously, this particular comment didn't age too well.
Can someone just hit me with a chair already? Because I'm like, this is okay. So it wasn't okay. He continues. So it wasn't an Oliver Queen that died on that Earth, but Superman was the first powered superhero to show up. So what Diggle was referencing is there were other people there, but there was nobody like Superman. He's the greatest, he's the best, he's the only who could fly, he's the best of all time. So that's sort of the candidate we were working with. Lance, help me. I will post it in the chat so people can talk about it and see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Let's remember Todd Gable's body jumping finger, pizza face Barry, and told Chris Klein to talk all weird to make it seem like he had lung damage. This doesn't surprise me at all. How Lance, I don't know. Okay, I haven't seen in the chat before. Maybe you showed up on other streams that Chainsaw does, but this chat loves themselves with cicadas. So now everyone's gonna start telling me to play the cicada clip, and I'm like, we have to do it at the end of the darn episode. I like you. You're funny. You understand my pain. Um, wait, hold on. I guess Diggle had a talk with himself, and both said they loved the hairstyle. LOL. Yeah, would it be so fucking funny if this Diggle on Earth, not Superman Lois, Earth One, I'm calling it Earth One until time otherwise. Um, he used his cube, transmitted cube, whatever nonsense you want to talk about, and he communicated with his Diggle. That a Diggle is like, you know what we should do just to fuck over people so hard. Don't cut your hair, don't shave your beard, and I won't shave my beard, and I won't cut my hair. Let's do that. And they were like, homie, let's do that. I need a drink, but I can't. Let's see. That gave me a headache. Yep, me too. I actually took a painkiller after watching the screeners last Friday because I'm like, not only is it gonna piss off fans, but my head hurts from all this. They probably wanted to do something from Supergirl, considering Supergirl used a lot of Superman villains. What do you think, Andy? Crisis on Infinite Earths happen. You can reboot literally any villain you want. Okay? Like, I'm sick of this excuse of like, well, because Supergirl did, like, no, bitch, they reboot. They haven't used a Superman villain in all season 5 and 6 of Supergirl. So I'm like, hi, how is everyone doing? I love how this stream is like it's just become about Superman Lois at this point. I'm just like, listen, I don't blame anyone. Like, I completely understand. Yeah, I'm also putting together this image, just like side by side differences, because this is just ridiculous. Like, I just cannot understand that he did this. I'm gonna save it and then I'm gonna upload this image. But yeah, I just the Diggle of it all is just so ridiculous. Okay, again, don't like I just threw this together, so just but like everyone's who's bringing it up, it proves the point. This is absolutely ridiculous. Justin says, Andy, you're going to be on the after party tomorrow. We would love to have you. Listen, if they want to send me an invite, go for it. I don't like to invite myself onto things, so if they want me on, just they know how to reach me. But like, look at this. Look at this. This is ridiculous. I don't understand. Oh yeah, totally. The different green screen. Oh my god. I don't. I'm losing my mind here. I'm gonna just grab some water. I'll be right back. You just look at this beautiful picture and try to make sense out of it. I'll be right back. I'm back, and this is still just as fucking ridiculous. Child, what is this? The difference is one is taller than the other one. The hair or the person? Oh, I will say this just to be a little thirsty, not just physically, but like, I'm not gonna lie. When the first thing we see of John Diggle in the Superman Lois episode is his butt, I'm like, that's a tight ass. And that is not complaining about tight asses. I just this could be just me having like mental exhaustion. But I'm like, the more I think about this, the dumber it's becoming. It's so unnecessary. Yeah, like the hair, the hair. This drama is hurting my head. And see, this is the thing. It's so like we could have avoided all of this. Oh, good lord! Thank God. Let's see what other people are saying in the chat. Let's look at that. To calm yourself, I'll bring up that the Monsterverse series is starting to film this week, and the new film is officially set for March 2024. Just to add some news, LOL. Well, I did see that they cast. I saw that Kiersey Clemens got cast. Awesome, she's great. So good for her. But I need to rewatch Godzilla vs Kong. I don't remember anything from it. Maybe I was just like very tired and I fell asleep during it, and not because it was boring, but because I work. The difference is the green one is God Diggle Speed, Andy. Don't you see it? Oh, you mean? Do you mean this masterpiece? So this is okay, ladies and gentlemen. I can exclusively confirm this is the John Diggle from Earth, Superman Lois, Earth 1, and this is gonna be his costume for season 3 of Superman Lois. Yeah, you heard it here first. There you go. I'm going to need to watch that Cecile episode to stop this headache. You mean that's going to give you a headache? Wait, what episode are you talking about? Because if it's the Masquerade one, I actually like that one. Because it was a big episode about mental health and the Black community. So yeah, it's when it comes to her powers, I'm just like 9 out of 10 times I'm like, I don't understand what you're doing. If this happens, if Warner Bros. Were to see the stream and decide to add the God Diggle Speed next season, I'll be like, well, I guess I fulfilled some kind of life accomplishment. If this is the thing they take away from any idea I've ever had about anything in the Arrowverse, even when this God Diggle Speed thing is not even an idea, it's just a stupid photo I threw together one time because I'm like, I just want to freak Jordan out. Let's see. Do we want to talk about? I mean, I feel like let's see. Wasn't Diggle story connecting all last season? How the hell does an alternate Diggle connect? LOL. Well, lads, it doesn't. It does not. And I agree with you. It is fucking confusing. God Diggle's people being Star Wars Earth. There you go. It makes perfect sense. Here's a good point. Crisis seems so pointless now that the crossover was such a waste. No, here's the thing. Okay. Let's define pointless and waste in this context for Crisis on Infinite Earths. It was a lead up to something that Flash had set up in 2014. Back in the pilot, we knew that Crisis was always going to be a big Flash story. We knew that Multiverse was going to be a big story. By the time Crisis was getting ready to happen, we knew that Stephen Amell and Oliver Queen's time in the Arrowverse was coming to an end. So how do we send them out? Well, this is the biggest way to do it. But this is also a good way because, I mean, imagine if we had waited another year and then COVID happened. If we didn't get Crisis the way we got it, we would never have gotten to that point. So thank God they did it when they actually could. It's annoying. It's annoying that they couldn't. Okay, so the crossover, I think, is like, if you don't look at the other seasons after Crisis on Infinite Earths, you can still enjoy it. I still like anytime I rewatch Crisis, I love it. I love seeing all the cameos. Excuse me. I love seeing all the cameos. I love seeing all the kind of different dynamics of characters we saw together, and and it was a great crossover story. It was great, and it did fulfill its purpose of like, at least Supergirl's Earth and Black Lightning's Earth got merged to the same Earth. And here's the thing: we need to remember season 3. I mean, not season 3. We still have a Superman and a Lois Lane on this Earth. It's still Tyler Hoechlin playing Clark Kent Superman, and it's still Bitty Tulloch playing Lois Lane. Whatever the fuck they're doing with their kids, I have no idea. Technically, that wasn't completely just Todd. That was the other showrunner as well, whose name we don't talk about. But yeah, I get your point to a degree, um, but remember also in Todd's defense, he didn't create the Flash TV show. It was, the other dude. I don't like saying his name because he triggers me. He's horrible. He can go, I don't know, suck an egg. He will never work in Hollywood again, at least. So, but this was a huge misstep for Superman Lois, and for Todd. This is the thing. Todd Helbing is a super sweet dude. Like he's very easy to talk to, whatever. But this wasn't this the way he dealt with this from a PR standpoint, from from doing interviews, whatever, and so on. Nope, that's not the way to do it, bro. Not the way to do it. I'm not gonna talk about Justice You because I'm not supposed to talk about it. So, uh, let's see. Hopefully, Todd is seeing the whole disappointment with the Earth Prime thing, and will do something in season 3 of Superman Lois. I don't know. Here's the thing. Just because it's not on Earth Prime, it doesn't mean that the show is like somehow over. Like, listen, you can still do great storylines. You can still do progress these characters for and so on. But the thing that the show is now lost, is the fact that we not like, because listen, the Flash will end in the next when it's season 9 or season 10. We know the show is close to its end, and after that, I mean, unless they do a spin-off or something on HBO Max, the main Arrowverse as we know it will basically be over. Because here's the thing, here's something that everyone needs to prepare for. Don't expect Superman Lois to start like there's no. This is not the start of the Superverse. There's not going to be any like multiple spin-offs, whatever. So because here's the thing, we're about to have a new owner. I'm not part of it. Them, the CW is about to have a new owner soon, and if you read some of those reports, and they are fairly accurate, they're gonna be trying to pivot towards a different demographic and a different audience, and superheroes are not part of it. So enjoy the shows you have while you can. And for me, I think it's such a shame for Super Lois to do this and make it more difficult for themselves to have a crossover with the Flash. Because here's the thing, we can have Earth Prime Superman and Lois show up on the Flash, but we all know we want to see the Superman Lois TV show's version of the characters meet the Flash and hang out with the Flash and with Iris and everyone. That's what we want to see, because those are the characters we've now been following for almost 3 years. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm sure the whole Bruno Intergang storyline, that's gonna be great. We're gonna see more of you know Clark and Lois working together at a set and so on. I know that's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. But it's still like it's such a. They basically threw out one of their best tools in their toolbox, and now like instead of having a full bridge, they have a half bridge completed, and but like it makes crossovers more challenging now, because now we have to find a way, because now here's what has to happen. Number one, the Flash characters need to discover the fact that there's a multiverse now. But number two, how do we do breaches now on Flash? Cisco doesn't have his powers anymore. We don't have any breach characters in Earth Prime as far as we know, because they don't think there's another multiverse out there. So what do we do now? They like Todd and the Superman Lois crew and DC, they made this way more complicated than it needed to be. Yeah, okay. There you go. Way to sabotage your own finale by pissing off the world. This was all they were talking about. Yeah, nobody's going to talk about, like, I'm not even thinking about the fact that we're getting a new fortress, that Chrissy now knows that Clark is Superman. Nobody is focusing on that, because this is the thing that everyone wanted to fucking know. And that's so disappointing. Like, you could have cut this line and dealt with it next year. Because I like this. I just. Can someone hit me with a chair already? No, I know they're retaining. I know they're retaining minority stake, but next stars. No, I can't talk about it. Never mind. No, but I get what you mean. Like Warner Brothers and CW will still have some ownership, but it will be minority stakes at this point. Um, and there will be more news coming out in the coming months that will clarify some stuff. So don't say what I'm saying is false. I did again. I'm rambling. Listen, I'm doing a stream by myself on the YouTube channel that I'm not even the owner of. So I'm just, I know the whole story. It's also Friday, so it's been a long week. So let's see. Cisco said that the physics behind breaches are non-existent in the new multiverse. There you go. So if anything, Superman and Lois would have to be the one to initiate that. They would have to be the one to find a way to open up a breach and then introduce Earth Prime to this concept again that there's now the multiverse, and this is how we can cross between universes because Cisco is not Vibe anymore. So yeah, it's sad that this is the thing that anyone is talking about now. And it's not fun. Like season finales is supposed. Anything, no matter how good or bad a season of any of these shows have been, the finales are always so much fun. There's surprises, there's some redeeming moments, and so on. But instead, all of this happened. We have one show where the showrunner now reveals that after 2 years of saying one thing meant another thing, and then you have another show where. Again, I think the Flash finale is fine for what it is. I don't know if I would have loved it if it was a series finale. It's a good season. It's a good season finale. Jordan, don't you even dare joke about this. No. I will jump off a bridge into water and swim for 10 days if that happens. But then you have this one show where people are. Again, there's still people who are upset about the way that the Iris time sickness storyline was dealt with, which I completely understand. I don't like the time sickness storyline. I don't even fucking hear the word time sickness ever again in my life. But then there's also, of course, because there was one actress who got a little too excited and oversold this cameo. Hold on, let me just block these spots. Hold on. Didn't mean to call you false, but it's a lot of false news out there, and people don't actually do research like some of us. Yeah, listen, I would get in trouble with my job if I didn't do research. So no, it's all good. Oh my god, what? Why can't I block this person? Oh well. Anytime sickness. No, Yana, don't do that. That's mean. Time sickness is mean. Let's see. It would be funny, but ironic if Star Wars handle says that. Wait. If Star Wars handles there being multiple Earths thing better, yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, one of the showrunners is literally a comic book writer, so it wouldn't shock me at all. That is true. If someone didn't follow the interviews behind the Flash, its finale was great. Yeah, that's the thing. And again, these interviews aren't bad. Again, I think Danny Gillette should just have not said that all those months ago, because then I knew it was never Clark. I knew it was never going to be Oliver. But I think the fact that Damien Dark was someone that she got this excited for. I don't know what. Listen, Neil McDonough is great. No, keeping it 100, he is great. Yeah, I felt bad for her. But hopefully, lesson learned. This won't happen next season. I don't. Oh my god. I don't want Andy Reid to big in and out of this universe. Well, Andy doesn't want that either. Because how do you cure time sickness? I don't know. I don't want to get killed by a speedster, become these green ass particles, and go into someone's body, and then somehow end up in a time stone, and then somehow to get it out myself. I'm just happy she's alive and she's all good. Whatever. Oh my god. So what is Andy gonna watch until the season starts? Any suggestions? Well, I'm actually right now watching Suits on Netflix, and I'm almost done. I'm on season 7. I'm gonna try and get back into Kung Fu, and then I'm gonna try to watch The Boys and Ted Lasso, and then also, yeah, of course, have Stargirl. Let's see. Amazing Weapon says, if season 9 were to be the last, I just want the main villains: Fawn, Zoom, Godspeed, and Savitar return to take on Barry. Saying that caused the newspaper of Zoom and Godspeed. Well, Savitar can stay dead. Fawn, I don't. It would be cool to see Fawn, Zoom, and Godspeed teaming up. I think that would be cool. Actually, everyone in the chat, who do you want to see as villains in season 9? Yes, I know everyone and their mother keeps telling me I need to watch Stranger Things. That show sounds like it got intense this season, though. Like anytime I see like these like season 4 posts, I'm like, what the fuck is happening on that show? You know what? That's not a bad idea. Smallville is one of the best shows of all time, and Smallville is the reason we even have the Arrowverse. So deal with it. Here's a question from Jordan Patron says, did Supergirl's controversial ending have anything to do with the decision with splitting Superman and Lois? Everyone was wondering how Supergirl in public would affect Superman and his family. No, that definitely didn't really affect Superman and Lois, because just because Kara came out to the world revealing who she was doesn't mean that Clark's secret is somehow in danger. But I think that if they had still been on the same Earth, you would have had at some point I need to say what's Kara doing? Like, is she off world? Like, like, what is she doing at Catco? Because she's the boss now. Miata says Cabal Blue. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Cabal Blue, Zoom or Cabal Blue. You know what's interesting about Zoom is because of his new Crisis storyline, like post Crisis, backstory. There's so much more things they can do now because there's things we don't know about what happened now on Earth Prime. Sorry, Jordan. I wanna watch. I do want to watch Cobra Kai, but I haven't gotten around to do it. Because I want to see Godspeed. Yeah, Godspeed. Here's the thing. Godspeed I think they could easily make him into because I know like in the later comics he does become like an Earth Prime, see, you're all saying Earth Prime, so I keep losing it, right? An anti-hero at some point. I think that could be interesting. I really want to see Red Death. Eric Wallace likes horror, so that's one way to do it. I still think it sucks that we will never get a Flash Halloween episode because the show doesn't return anymore in the fall. Do you think at this point they should do a Flash and Stargirl crossover so Barry can rediscover the multiverse? Okay, this is a genius idea, actually. We can start. This is the way they can rediscover the multiverse, because how it would be so fitting. It's a kind of a little homage to season 2, where Barry discovers the multiverse. He discovers Earth 2. So what other Earth would be more appropriate to discover for him in this new multiverse than the new Earth 2? And we know Breck Bassinger, like, she wants to work with Grant Gustin. Anytime she's asked about crossovers, she always brings up Grant. Like, it's like, oh my, I really want to work with him. Cabal Blue or Black Racer? Ooh, Black Racer. What would they do with Black Racer in this universe? That could be fun. I want to see Amunet in the Royal Flash guy. You just want to see Amunet because you want to just hear you just want to see Goldface come back too, so they can say Daddy likes the metal. V McKinsey says I would love a crossover between the Flash and Stargirl. It will be interesting. Let's see. They did hint at Killer Frost 3.0 and Cabal Blue. I think the new Frost could be a villain for Act 1 of Season 9. I guess you mean graphic novel 8. Apparently Bloodwork returns and we make it Cabal Blue. Well, okay, so I asked Eric about the Frost thing, and I did talk to him about Bloodwork. He did talk to Sen Hill Murphy, who plays Bloodwork, like a month ago. So they talked about just life in general, but I'm pretty sure one of those conversation pieces was about season 9. You know what? Actually, Rob, this is an interesting thing. Did Eric Wallace forget Chronarch from that Abracadabra episode? Actually, here's the thing. So in one one of the scenes that got truncated in the season finale, there was a scene with Jay that had an Easter egg related to this thing that would be set up for season 10. The interview is in the video description. Enjoy. So no, he has not forgotten about Chronarchy because he mentions that. What if they bring Frost but connected to Cabal Blue? Is this a bad theory? No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think this new whatever is coming out of that cube, or that pod, I don't think it's supposed to be like Killer Frost. My theory, and I even presented this on the Flash podcast this week and to Eric, I said this. I think it's supposed to tie back to this. Okay, so everyone, remember the season 1 finale. Barry is going to go back in time. He's going to change the timeline and save his mother. So he goes back in time, and we start seeing these visions of different. We see Barry in prison, which ties into season 4. But then we see Killer Frost. Now, everyone for the last, since that episode in season 2, always assumed that was about that it was about Earth 2 Killer Frost. I think what's about to happen is I think they're gonna tie it back to that scene in the season 1 finale, and I think that's how Caitlin becomes that Killer Frost. Whether or not how that would make sense, Miata. I mean, is it any stranger than all the time travel they've done on the Flash? Because again, who said that Killer Frost we saw in the season 1 finale for Division? Who said that was Earth 2? But that's just my fear. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I think it would be a cool way to somewhat tie it back into that thing. But that's just my theory. Let's see. It would be interesting to see Courtney interact with Barry since he could give her answer and do some training. Well, we know that Barry isn't the best mentor in training, so I don't know. But I do think Courtney and Grant Gustin would be Courtney and Barry would be a lot of fun together to see. And I still think that this could be a way to bring back Jesse Quick. We reveal that she's actually been alive on Earth 2 this entire time, but she's a speedster in her own city. So, that makes sense because Harry Will said that Earth 1 was years behind Earth 2. Well, there you go. Again, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it would for me because I just like when they can tie it back to things that we haven't seen resolved yet. And this would be a way to do it. Because I've seen this whole theory about Crystal Frost going around. But here's the thing. Lois Lincoln, who is Crystal Frost in the comic, she already exists in the Arrowverse. She's already a name dropped. Unless in this universe, Crystal Frost is just like now like another persona or something they're doing. But we will see what happens. Didn't Jesse Quick die? Well, we don't. That's the thing. They have been so ambiguous about it. I'm like, listen, I love Jesse Quick. Val Bean was such a great casting for that character, and the fact we didn't get more of her, it sucks. But I hope that this could be a way to bring her back into the fold. Maybe give her a new costume. She could be. I think she would be a great character on Stargirl in season 4 if they do a season 4. Rob, I don't think this is Frost because Shillbrain asks, "Who are you?" Well, see, I don't think it's Frost either. But I think again, that's what we're gonna have to wait and see until season 9 next year. If Eric does another event to open season 9, what characters do you want this time? So only new, like, do you want me to just do new characters that wasn't in characters who were not in Armageddon? Is that what you're asking me, Charlie? Because if so, okay, let's see. Characters who weren't in Armageddon. I have to think now. Characters who weren't. I think. Am I the Jordan? Shut up. You know that's not yeah, you're totally a special guest on your own channel next week. Oh, who's Crystal Frost? Crystal Frost in the comics was the second Color Frost, I think. Hold on, let me. No, Crystal Frost in the comic was the first Killer Frost. She was Louise Lincoln. She was also. No, hold on. Am I mixing my? Oh my god, there's so many Killer Frosts. No, Crystal Frost was the first Killer Frost. Then Louis Lincoln, and then Caitlin Snow. So yeah, I guess they could do Crystal Frost, but it's like, why? I have said this entire time. Okay, everyone, all you and your mother's asking you to shave my head. If we get up to a super chat of $500 or something like that, I will shave my head. Okay, let's see. Here's a rule: new ones that were in Armageddon. The only reused one for me would be Javisha Leslie and Chris Williams. Those are the ones that would bring back too. New guest for a season 9 special event. Luke Fox. Let's bring in Luke Fox. Let's have a little fun with Batwing. Superman from Earth Prime, not from Super Lois. Stargirl. That's how you could do, like, the big crossover. That's Free Heroes. The Black Canaries, both of them. And let's do a 6th one. And Constantine. There you go. No, I did not ask about Black. I didn't ask him about Black Lightning. But there's other fun things in that interview if you want to check it out. Yes, I am shameless. I will plug myself to no end. Wait, hold on. What kind of like Crystal Frost sounds like a drink? Yes, that it does sound like a drink. That's not incorrect. Let's see. Jordan Kent says, I would like it if they do one arc with Black Racer and another one with Daniel West Reverse Flash. Oh my god, I despise Daniel West. Fuck no, I do not want that. Alex wants to know. I have a question. Do you want to see Oliver Queen again? When the show ends, I would like to see him. I would like to see Oliver as a spirit of some kind, encouraging Barry beforehand. Let's see. Since Earth Prime still has Earth 38, Clark and Lois, I wonder if the twin boys are a lot younger than Jonathan and Jordan on Superman and Lois. See, because I've seen a lot of debate about that, actually, that people think that they're now like only like 1 or 2 years old. Here's the thing. In Crisis, when Lois says, you need to come back to Metropolis, there's a problem, you need to, it's about the boys. She never said they were babies or they were teenagers. And they never said their names either. So and here's what I would do. Okay, so hopefully some of my fellow comic fans viewers will understand what I'm talking about. So I would still have Jonathan Kent, but I would write him more as the way they do Jordan on Superman Lois. But the second kid would be Chris Kent, the son of General Zod. Because listen, before Flashpoint, that's my Chris Kent. Whatever nonsense the New 52 did, fuck that. I was upset when they did Young Justice season 4 and they brought in Lord Zod. I didn't mind him being black. I think that was cool, whatever. But I was like, you brought it, like, you made him evil. Out of all the shitty things that the New 52 to bring in, you picked that to make him evil. So instead, Earth Prime Superman Lois could have Because here's the thing that is so beautiful about Chris Kent and Clark Kent, them as father and son, is that adopting Chris from like when General Zod was just an abusive parent, whatever, it pays it forward. Like it honors the decision that Jonathan and Martha did by taking Clark in when he came to Earth. So what better way to what better way to honor those adopted parents by paying it forward and doing the same thing that they did for him? That's what I would do. Alternatively, what you could do is that on this Earth, on Earth Prime, Jordan Alsace still plays Jonathan Kent, but on Earth Prime, Alex Garfin plays Chris Kent, and he was adopted. That's how I would do it. Okay, why do I don't like Daniel West? That's a long discussion. Here's my problem with Daniel West. He was created to give the Black Wally West a tragic backstory. I don't think he's that interesting as a character. I don't think he's actually someone that would work in the long run. And yeah, I don't like Daniel West. I think it's a problematic character in a lot of ways that would not fit into this universe. I'm calling it a day. It was good having you on my chat. Enjoy the rest of the day, or maybe other days. Well, thank you for having me on your stream, Canada guys, and have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Let's see. Jordan asks, Andy, would you like it if we get Red Death next season, but with Oliver instead of Bruce? Well, Stephen Amell is shooting a TV show, so that's not going to happen. But I don't know if I said this on Endless Multiverse, so I will pitch another idea that I think would be fun. So I still think there's a way we could do Bruce, but we don't have to worry about the Batman part, because we know that Warner Bros. Does not like to share Batman on television, also because legally they can't. But here's how I would do it. We know that on Earth Prime, Bruce is missing. He's missing right now, and we don't know where he's been for all these years. You could still do that origin story, that backstory from the comics, where the reason Bruce disappeared from Earth Prime was because he went looking, like he became obsessed, maybe trying to like he was like, I can't be Batman like this anymore. Like I keep failing. I need to be better. So he found a way to tap into the multiverse, and he found a Barry Allen that he still absorbed and did his thing with. Like they still do what they did in comics, and then throughout his time, the years of Red Death that Bruce as Red Death has been missing, he's been traveling across the new Earths in the multiverse and absorbing different Barry Allens or whatever it is that they did in the comic, and then eventually he comes to Earth Prime because our Barry is next. And that way you can have Warren Christie come back from Batwoman. You don't have to worry about a Batman costume. You don't have to worry about him being Batman. You can, because they can still say Batman. They just legally cannot put him in the costume. But that way you could wrap up that mystery once and for all. And then on this Earth, Bruce Wayne just snapped, which is not that unrealistic because Batman is someone that deeply needs some help. He could use a therapist. I'm just saying. Todd Helbing is considering bringing the new Supergirl. While I hate how they handle splitting the Earth, I think it's a good opportunity to do a more comic accurate portrayal of Kara Zor-El. Listen, say what you will about the Supergirl TV show, but I think they did a great job adapting, the spirit of Kara from the comics. But I will say this: it would be a fun opportunity to see Melissa get to play a different Supergirl. So, let's see. If they had introduced multiverse sooner, we could have gotten a dark multiverse. I mean, it's not too late. They can still do it. What do you think about a mention of Robert Pattinson's Batman on Superman Lois? Terrible idea or good idea? I mean, it's not good or bad. It's an unrealistic idea because they're not going to be on the same Earth ever. But I understand what you mean. Do you have any idea what that blue crystal would be alluding to? I can't think of anyone except for Cabal Blue. I think Cabal Blue is it has to be who that crystal is meant to be teasing about. Um, I would I'm I would find it very hard to believe that somehow that crystal would belong to anyone else. I'm like, come on, like Cabal Blue is like one of the last remaining villains they could actually use, and that would be a great way to bring back Rick Cosnet. Okay, guys, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go for 15 more minutes. I'm gonna wrap it up at 11. So again, keep sending in questions. More super chat would be appreciated. But yeah, I will wrap up at 11 because my phone is getting tired. Also, I need to go to bed at some point. This whole week I've been prepping for interviews, doing interviews, writing articles, having it, worrying about my father. He is dealing with a health situation right now. He's fine. He'll be fine. He's gonna survive. But it's just, it gets distracted, But he's fine. He's fine. And then I gotta, I have other things I gotta work on. So, but this week I have not been sleeping that much, honestly. This week, also because it's getting fucking hot as hell. Let's see. But yeah, so I will do 15 more. I will wrap it at 11. So questions, super chats, go for it. What if after Exorcism Nash Wells, a part of the negative Speedford particle latched with Bruce Wayne and thus created Red Death? That's not a bad theory. I like that actually. What if they do death metal storyline next season? That could be cool. But also, I think it sounded like based when I was talking to Eric Wallace that they're gonna try to not do as much dark stuff next season. But I think it would be cool. I think death metal happened so quickly and just went by that I think that it's already been forgotten by a lot of people. A second question: would you like to see Cisco get in season 9 of The Flash? Listen, I will take Cisco in as many episodes as I can. Okay. Let me clarify because I just saw. Okay. What happened was I usually don't get that personal when I'm live, but I will do it tonight. So a couple of weeks ago, he woke up with he just woke up with a pain in his neck, and we don't know where it came from, and he kept and the pain kept going with him for several days, and eventually he had a needle. They did an injection on his neck or something, and he's slowly getting better. But here's the thing: my father is 63 years old, so of course I'm gonna be scared and worried. Even on Monday when I was doing all my interviews, that was the back of my mind. You can actually see me being a little if you watch the Eric Wallace interview, you can see certain portions of me kind of I was focusing on everything Eric was saying, but there were times where you could see when I'm clearly thinking about my dad being concerned. So he's alive. He's not in the hospital. He's perfectly fine. I'm sorry. I should have phrased it better, but thank you. Thank you for keeping him in your thoughts. But my dad is a fighter, so he'll be fine. Let's see. I think they shot themselves in the foot by saying that Superman was the only superpowered hero on this planet. If they want to do the Superverse, they would need more superheroes to build that universe. And see, here's the thing: I don't think this is the plan they're doing at all. I don't think they're gonna have any more superheroes. I don't think we're gonna ever have a Flash in their universe. I think on this Earth, there's only Clark, and eventually Kara. Okay, I've seen you ask it several times, Mackenzie, so I'm just gonna answer once for all. No, I do not want them to recast Wally West. The reason the character is hanging in limbo. I mean, he's not in limbo. We know he's out there somewhere living his own life, but Keenan Lonesdale is he's working on other projects. But I think by the time the show ends, Wally will be back. Let's see. I know. I need to watch it someday. I know. Bring back Cisco, but get rid of that dumb Mecha vibe thing. Taking away his powers did his characters no favor and was a dumb decision together. Yeah. that was not something I support. I was very upset when they decided to get rid of his powers in season 5, and that they didn't keep his powers after season 6 after Crisis. Um, I don't agree with it. But let's see. Everyone talks about it, but everyone has like different opinions about Supergirl, the TV show. After season 3, the show just kind of fell for me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't care for season. I liked part of season 4. I love like John Cryer's Lex. Like when he came in, that was like the first time of the season when I actually started enjoying the show again. But yeah, it just got a little too topical for my own taste. And I feel so bad because those actors are so great and those characters are wonderful when they actually have good showrunners. Let's see. I would the army says I would like to see the All-Star Superman story, something like that for season 3 of Superman Lois. I want Clark to suffer from a dying sickness because of the solar power. I want to struggle with that. And I also want to see Lex Luthor portrayed by John Cryer. Well, John Cryer just booked a new TV show, so that might be tough. But this is a cool story. How would they deal with that? How would they deal with All Star Superman? It's a good storyline, guys. If you haven't read All Star Superman, I think it's on DC Universe Infinite. Go read it. It will bring you to tears, and you can go watch the animated movie too. Yeah, this is the problem I had too. Is like we got too much of a good thing. I think we got too much of a good thing with his like we should have just had him like in a couple of appearances throughout the last seasons. But not this much. He just became too much. Season 2, episode 9 was good because I liked seeing Cole, Weatherworth, and Trickster interacting. Yeah. Oh my god, you know how frustrating it is that we're probably never gonna get like a proper team up with all the rogues because all the actors are now either too busy or the character has been killed off. Thank you, legends. Do you think a future Barry Allen ever appears during the 2049 time period? Maybe next season. I'm sure Barnwell will be back next season. We're never getting Darkseid on The Flash. We're never gonna get Darkseid on any TV show, live action TV show. Sadly. 10 more minutes, guys, and then I'll be wrapping it up. So if you have questions or super chats, go for it. Because when the clock strikes 11, 9. Oh my god, I'm so tired. When it hits 11, that will be it. Yeah, no, let's see. Wait, shouldn't other aliens at least exist in the Superman Lois universe? Also, Vigilante has to be a thing. Also, Amazon probably hasn't entered man's world yet. Well, famous. If they actually ever had any Amazons in Superman Lois, I would be genuinely surprised because we could even get the Wonder Girl TV show up and running. I do think vigilantes do exist in their universe and other aliens too, but I don't think we're gonna see many of them because here's the thing: every season so far has just been aliens or like these like godlike figures. I hope they do Doomsday at one point. I would be very surprised if we don't see that eventually. You just answered my question earlier because earlier I said, would you see Darkseid as the endgame of the Superman TV show due to Internet being teased? It's not going to happen. They just can't. I agree. I think there should be a Norman Bar spinoff. So yeah. Triple X, here's the thing. Yes, we had Darkseid on Smallville, but this was in 2011. This was before there was a DCU, and that was also a different regime for Warner Brothers and DC in general. So I can't say much, but I can just say that there's a big no-no when it comes to Darkseid on DC TV. You will see him, and you will definitely probably see him in John Justice season 5 if we get a season 5. That's what's up. How many seasons can you see Flash, Stargirl, and Superman Lois going? That's a good question. Depending on how season 9 goes, I think The Flash will get to season 10 and end on 200 episodes. I do not see season 11 happening. Season 10 will be I think season 10 will be the last season of The Flash. Stargirl, 5. Depending on how season 3 does. I think Stargirl season 5 will be like, because I wouldn't be shocked if Stargirl would, like, when they graduate high school, it's kind of like that's a kind of a good place to wrap up the show. And Superman Lois, probably 5 seasons as well, or 6. I don't think it would actually go on that much longer. I do think at some point those actors also kind of want to move on, and at that point, I think CW will be so different that I don't know if that Super Lois will be a priority for them anymore. So yeah, 5 seasons for Stargirl, 5 or 6 for Superman and Lois, and possibly 10 for Flash. It's a good number to wrap up at 200 episodes, and because again, Flash still does well for Warner Brothers. So I think Coffin Knight will be cast after one season. We will see. I mean, we will. I'm going to check out the show and hope for the best. If Stargirl does poorly, then it's a goodbye for season 4. To be honest, I don't know. I might be wrong. Well, I mean, Stargirl has been a little more successful for CW, and if anything, because we had so many cancellations, and again, this is just a theory, but it wouldn't shock me if the people who love the entire DSTV franchise on the CW, like, now that they know that so many shows have been canceled, they know that, oh, if we don't actually watch these shows, we won't get another season. So that could actually encourage people to check out season 3 when it premieres this fall on the CW. Oh my god, this is so hard. We will see how the pilot does. Season 6 of The Flash all the way, no doubt about it. They have said that season 10 would be the end because of the newspaper. We need to remember that the newspaper. Hold on. So much about the newspaper is not even relevant anymore. But personally speaking, I think it would be cool to end after 10 seasons, 200 episodes, and that way Smallville and The Flash will share something together. I think if they did a Bar Nora spinoff, I would want Mia Queen to guest star. Yeah, I would. I think that could be fun too. If I saw a spinoff for Bar Nora, I would honestly have it on HBO Max instead. Let the Arrowverse live on HBO Max. We can have more resources and so on. And yeah, that's what I would do. Season 9 of The Flash, they should do a 10-year anniversary crossover with Oliver Queen Spectre. I mean, by the time season 9 premieres, it won't be 10 years anymore. So, I agree. In season 10 of The Flash, they should have him create his Gideon AI system. Who was your favorite Arrowverse villain? I think Chainsaw is Cicada. Lol. No, CBS shows don't count. I can say Supergirl if I want to, because as of season 2 is a CW show. My favorite Arrowverse villain is likely Reverse Flash and Malcolm Merlin. And also Tobias Whale and Alice. It's a tie. I don't want this question. I don't want this ending at all. I don't need another DC show where the hero dies in the end. Let's see. Annie, what if the negative spirit went to Clark and Barry? It would have to ask Dark Vader for help. Yeah, if Lucasfilm and Disney approves of that, go for it. I wonder. Let's see. Hold on. I wonder. No, hold on. I keep clicking on the wrong question. Okay. I wonder what Supergirl Erica wants to use in season 9. I think it's Nicole Main's Dreamer or Brainiac 5. I think it's one of those two. Over my dead body, that it's always my favorite villain. He's my favorite villain to laugh at not like mean way, but just like he's funny. Slade Wilson is my favorite. Oh yeah, Slade. Like, see, here's the thing: because he became a good guy in the end. Like, he's my favorite anti-hero. Let's put it that way. 4 more minutes, and then we're wrapping it up. But this was fun. Like, God, I did not know that so many people were going to show up tonight just when I was alone. Let's see what else people have been saying. This is so harsh. No, it's been. I think again, we will see what happens with Gotham Knight. I'm interested in what it's going to look like. Zoom is my favorite. Zoom is a pretty good choice. Cecilia's one of the charms one, y'all. LMAO. Listen, when she and Mona and like Rosa got together, and they it was like this is so like charm. This is like the power of free. Oh my freaking god, this is hilarious. Mackenzie says, "I like the Pied Piper, even though he turned good." Yeah. Pied Piper is also like again like another interesting like anti-hero if I had to put him like in between somewhere. And it would you shave your head if a gold face a kid and then it comes in season 9. That would make me want to grow out my hair even more. Let's see. Rob says maybe Flash ends like Arrow, Monitor send them to a pocket universe. Oliver and Felicity are in the afterlife. They're dead. Oliver, who died in Crisis, and Felicity from 2040. She like Felicity. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. When the Monitor tells Felicity, "Where I'm taking you, you can never return from." Felicity Smoke in the future essentially died so that she could be with Oliver. How do you rank John Cryer's legs between Arrowverse villains and all legs in TV and movies in general? I'm not going to do all the Arrowverse villains because that will take too long. Michael Rosenbaum is the best one. John Cryer is the second best. Clancy Brown in number 3. Jesse Eisenberg number 4. John Shea from Lois and Clark is Superman number 5. And I think those. And then Gene Hackman. Yeah, I never really connected that much with Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. The Monitor is full of it. Yeah, the Monitor was. He was such a diva, wasn't he? Okay, it's 10:59, so I don't think there's time for more questions. So I'm just gonna wrap this up. But I will say this: thank you everyone so much for showing up tonight. Again, I know to many of you viewers, I'm new to the channel. I'm not. You're using Chainsaw, and of course it's Chainsaw React. I perfectly get it. But I, wanted to just keep the channel. And again, I felt like there was a lot of people. I felt that like we needed. This was like therapy for a lot of us to talk about these finales. Again, I think they were both good. I don't know which one I like the most. I think they're kind of both on the same level because there were some odd directions. Again, the whole Arrowverse thing was crazy. I'm sure me and Jordan will talk about it in future episodes of Endless Multiverse. So, but here's the thing: you guys are awesome, and thank you so much for showing up. Thanks for all the questions, all the super chats. You can find me at Adubect on this handle right here. All of my social media links, including Jordan's social media links, are in the video descriptions below. If you want to go check out his reaction videos for Superman Lois and the Flash finales, they're down there too. You can read all my interviews. Please go check them out. It would mean so much. All the clicks, all the views for both of us. It helps. It definitely helps. Also, me and Jordan, we did have a discussion about the whole Earth Prime twist on Tuesday night that he released. So go check it out. But otherwise, next week we're gonna be back on Friday next week to talk about 411 Thunder at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. So go watch 411 Thunder when it comes out next week in theaters, and then join us on Friday as we talk about the latest MCU movie. Again, thank you all so much. Again, it means so much. Again, I thought maybe like 10 people will show up tonight, but we had like 42 people here at one point. So Yeah, that was crazy. Actually, hold on. Let me check how many likes we did get. Um, Christ, we got over 30 likes. Well, thank you. But yeah, everyone have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Hydrate. It's very hot right now, probably everywhere in the world. So, but yeah, we'll be back next Friday, and we're gonna have fun. And thank you so much for joining me on this Friday night and keeping me company. So take care, and of course, we're gonna end it. Like, listen, I'm not a fool. Of course, we're gonna end with everyone's favorite clip. I'm not. Listen. I might be exhausted, but I'm not insane. So, uh, are you all ready? Are you ready? Oh, I know you're ready. Let's do this.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Are y'all happy now? Can you now you can rest easy. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Peace out. Have a good one.